Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us and welcome back. Part 3, the final push to get this delamination and roof project complete. It's been quite a process so far. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's this DIY project is borderline do-it-yourself or hire someone. It's quite the process, but it can be done. So let's get some work done and get this project wrapped up. So stay tuned, see what happens. Welcome back. So this exterior panel we had laying out in the backyard for a couple of days, baking in the sun and hosing it down with water, trying to loosen up a lot of this luan that's on the back of this thing. It did work to a certain point, but it would take forever and a day. So what we're going to do is get a little more aggressive. We're going to use a palm sander with some 80 grit on the light stuff over in here. And we use this belt sander with an 80 grit on this heavy stuff. And I'm just going to grind it right down. So the scraping did work, but like I said, it takes too long. So we're just going to get aggressive, get it done, so we can get this project finished. Yeah, let's make some noise. See what it does. You're probably never going to get this off 100%. It's just not going to happen. But as long as you get 99% of it off, make it nice and smooth so you have a good surface when you put your contact cement on here. That's all you need. It's time consuming. It's going to take quite a while to get all this off of here and prep it to install, but we'll get it done little by little. Stick with us. We're getting close to the finish line in this project. So you have to be really careful with this. This is a heat gun. This is going to loosen up the glue so we can get this big, heavy luan off of here. The problem is this file line is really thin, and if you're not careful, you can do some serious damage. So do this at your own risk. So just hold the heat gun nice and close. Keep it moving. Just want to loosen up the glue just enough to get this heavy luan off of here. Once we get this heavy stuff off, we'll take the belt sander and finish it up. So take this putty knife, just get in there and lift it right up. Oh, there it is. Sanded as good as it's going to get. Got about 99% of the stuff off. So we had it laid out on a new piece of luan. We already traced out our pattern. So we just got to cut the new luan and go install it. Just like that, we got a pattern. Hey, there's our new piece. Fits good. So all we have to do is line it up, get all these corners lined up, all these edges. So it's nice and flush the way it's supposed to be, and we'll clamp it in place. Before we do that, we'll put some liquid nail on these studs on the inside. Then we'll get it lined up, get it clamped in place, and then we will pin nail it after we mark the studs so we know where to put these nails. And then the next process will be putting contact cement on this surface and on the back side of the pylon, and then putting them together. That'll be it. I'll just start putting this thing back together. All right, let's get some liquid nail. This plate up. This will also act as a backstop. This is part of the trim. So it goes flush against this wall, flush against the ceiling. And then we put our glue on the siding, and it'll go right up against that. So again, it'll give us a nice square edge to work with. So I'll just put these back in place. Maybe not that one. All right, I guess we have to pre-start these. Okay. Perfect. Now the fun part, getting this lined up and getting it clamped so it's in place. Let's put some clamps on here. Got it all lined up. Have our liquid nail set. .18 gauge, 3/4 inch pin nails. Today we're going to put the contact cement on this pylon. We're going to go roll some contact cement on the luan and marry these two pieces together. So what we're using here for a product, it's the 3M, it's a neoprene high performance contact adhesive. It's a number 1357. It is weather and temperature resistant. So specifically made for this application. So what we do is just give it a good shake. We got a small roller pan, small roller. We're just going to roll it on. So the trick to this thing is it's a 10-minute setup time. And it's a 30-minute window to put the two pieces together. So if you go past that 30 minutes, you're going to have to reapply everything. And you really don't want to do that if you can help it. The other problem is, because it's contact cement, once it's together, that's it, it's done. So if your part is not on straight and square, you can have to start all over again. And that's not a good thing. So let's get this rolled out, get this done. I'm not going to film installing this thing because there's no room. It's a very tight fit and you won't be able to see anything. Messy, messy, messy. So you don't have to glob it on, but put a decent amount on there so you get good coverage. That's it. Nice and solid. That job is done. Now we're just gonna work on the roof next. The membrane will come over the top of here, and once that's on, we'll start putting all our trim pieces on. Start wrapping this project up. Alright, siding's in. I wasn't able to show you because there's really no room for camera work here. So I started with this edge here and this edge here. Got it lined up real nice. I took some scrap wood pieces like this. I put it behind the wall here, here, and here, just to keep this piece off of the wood so it wouldn't stick all at once. And I had enough play to make the adjustment. So once that's in there, then you just take this roller and put a lot of pressure on it and start at the top. Just kind of work on it like this with the edges, work it out this way, and down. You don't want any bubbles. Just roll it. So I can do is roll it. And then these pieces, I just pulled out from the window. Just pull them out like that. Got them out of the way. And I just did a bunch of rolling. Like that. Just roll it. Well, this project is done, 110% complete. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. Very interesting to see how these things are put together. But it's finished, thank God. Wasn't really looking forward to doing this job, but we got it. So I'll give you a quick tour of what it all looks like finished. We'll do the inside first. We'll take a walk outside. You can see what the roof looks like, and the siding that was delaminated. All right, let's have a peek. See what we got. All right, there's the trim. So what I did with this stuff here, this one, this cap up here, and this piece all the way across. Originally, these were installed with some really long staples, and it was just pretty weak. So what I did is I countersunk holes all the way down to the bottom, and of course all the way across the top. And we used screws to attach these, just so it's a lot more solid. It just looks better. So if you remember, we had a piece of plastic, cheap piece of plastic trim in here. It basically did nothing, especially up along here, this ceiling. These things shift so much when you're driving down these roads that this Luan popped, came down away from the trim. So we took all that plastic crap out and get rid of it. And put this nice piece of wood in here, which has got some nice scroll work in it. Of course, we sanded it, stained it, polished it, and we put it in with nails. So that goes all the way across. And of course, there's a seam right here where the two pieces of Luan come together, so we put a nice trim piece in there to finish it off. So I think that came out a lot better than what the factory was. Of course, the factory's not usually the greatest anyway. Let's just spending a couple $1 million on a camper. But yep, it came out nice. And it was a pretty easy process. It took 2 people for the top piece here because it was huge. All right, let's go outside and have a peek and see what the roof looks like. I'll show you what the siding looks like where we fix the delamination. And we'll call that a wrap. All right, there's the side that was delaminated. We put all the rubber trim back in. We got all the bottom rails, and everything's all put back together 100%. We got some Turnabon up top. We put the lap sealant on there, then put the Turnabon on. So we have a lot of extra protection. Of course, the siding was pretty beat up. It's 2016, so it's got dings and scratches and stains, and it's old. So we took our map, we put that there. So each state we go to that we camp in, of course, we'll fill in the blanks. But it's a fun little project. I don't know if we're ever going to see Hawaii, but we're going to try and do Alaska next year. Let's get that done. So no more silicone. I use the non-self-leveling lap sealant to do all all the edges and all the screws. Got a little bit of cleaning to do on the seal. I got some lap sealing in here. I got to clean that off, which is no big deal. So that is 100% done. It's good and solid. No more delamination. Just perfect. So that should last a long time. Hey, let's go up on the roof and check it out. Here it is. Of course, you got to clean the seals. It's got crap all over it, but new roof. Good for another 100,000 miles or better. So I decided not to put the a Turnabond on here. I just did the lap sealant all the way across. We're going to try that first. I did the Turnabond on this edge right in here on both sides, just because the water likes to pool up in here. I don't want to deal with that. So that is it. Project is 100% complete, and we're really happy with it. Came out perfect. Well, that's a wrap, folks. This project is done. 3 parts, and we're finished. It was very satisfying. Some of it was frustrating because we really didn't know what we were doing. But we figured it out. The whole project came out fantastic. We actually love it, and saved us a ton of money. So there's some parts of this project you're not going to see because I think we're having battery issues with the camera, which is kind of unfortunate. The camera's old. I guess it's time to get a new one. So if you see us on the road, say hi. We love talking to you guys. We love hearing your stories, and we appreciate you all 110%. So with that being said, happy camping, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you.